Welcome, Deviant Drivers. It's that time again. We are at the season finale of the longest season of the year.
Oh God, we're already starting with that. It's too early to do
Well,
that.
look, we made it through. It was an eventful season, of
It
course,
was eventful.
and we made it all the way to the end. And so here we are. And this is the championship podcast. We're not dressed up in tuxedos like we were last time. or
Yeah,
or
I think I
whatever
had
you
a
had on.
fog machine. It choked me out the whole pretty much video. I had a fog machine. I finally had lights for once. You got a different hue going on today. We got green and is that pink or green and
No,
orange or
it's red for GT3, green for
oh,
GT4. See, your
okay.
mind went straight to Italian because you are Italian. So you were like, what is
I
this?
mean, kind of, but at the same time, like, there was a couple pink liveries out there this weekend too. So I thought maybe it was, just a little nod to those guys repping the pink, and it worked for one of them. So we know that. So that's what I
It's
thought. I
true,
mean,
it
maybe
did.
I
It's,
will. My parents are actually in Italy, like today, which
oh,
is cool.
well, hi mom, hi
Yeah,
dad. If you're
I'm sure
watching,
they're no, actually, they don't watch. But it was an interesting conversation across the dinner table the weekend before they left, when Holly's like, "Wait, you don't know about his podcast?" And then it just went from there. And all I keep thinking is like, "All right, don't watch it, don't watch it, don't
oh,
watch
tell Mama
it."
Junkai to watch.
Mama Junkai, yeah.
Mama Junkai.
I mean, we got Mama Glovis who participates, right?
Well, we were just talking about Mama Glovis earlier today when we were talking about push pops and those ice cream things that you get back in the day.
I'm gonna
And
leave that alone.
she called them sprinklers. I don't know what that is.
Well,
I
that
think
that was like the chocolate bar
it was
or
like a
vanilla
dip.
bar that was dipped in the sprinkles,
Yeah, like a dipped
like
ice
embedded
cream
in it.
sandwich, basically.
Yeah, and there's this nice little ice frosted crust over the top because it's been in the freezer for 6 months. Gives it that
Yes,
extra
freezer
pop.
burnt all to hell.
Yeah, it's fantastic. 99 cent or 50 cents at the time.
Yeah, growing up in the 80s, we had it made.
Yeah, I don't even know if Glovis knows what an ice cream truck is, except for what he sees in the movies, like the little clown movies or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
again, are we going to talk about anything from the league, or are we just going
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
finish
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's what
So
me and Preston
so
did.
we we're on drink with the driver here.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we are on drink with the
um
driver.
let's get to drinking. You
So,
can already guess what I'm drinking. So why don't you
God,
always
change
entertain
it.
us with your drinks?
Here's the
So
thing: for our finale, you're drinking Coors Light. You have all that nice brown liquor behind you. I busted out one of the most overrated bourbons you could possibly buy for a ridiculous price, and that is. Let me see if. Hold on. Let
j
me see if I can get
j
this right. Oh, there we go.
it's is that a horse?
It is a horse.
It looks like ooh, that's an interesting bottle.
It's Blanton's.
Oh.
Very overvalued. It's a good bourbon, but
You
yeah,
mentioned a good bourbon and the dog comes upstairs.
I mean, Scotty knows what's up.
Scotty
So
knows what's up.
to celebrate, okay, we're not going to get into the leaderboard yet, but I'm pretty sure everyone can kind of guess that I had a decent season. So I'm going to go with this highly overpriced bourbon for what it actually tastes, and I'm popping Blanton's. So I'm going
Well,
to celebrate, and that's what we're doing.
there we go. And we got a lot to talk about. So what we got to talk about is we've got a lot of yes, we have a champions we have to talk about.
Yes.
So it's gonna be
Oh God.
My ears were ringing. Somebody said champion, and something told me to hop on.
I guess this is who is this? Camzilla. Huh. Who
Camzilla.
who knew?
Who knew?
Oh man, we got two champions in the same room. Merc, you must feel like crap. You all right?
Yeah, well, I had enough gas to get here, didn't I?
That is true. You are at your own home though, so there is
So I
that.
could be out of gas at my own place, couldn't I?
That is true. That is
Hmm.
true.
I guess you'll never know.
Cam, welcome, sir. Welcome to the
Welcome.
Thank you for
podcast.
having me.
Congratulations on the GT4 Corona. Nice.
It was
Nice.
job well done.
Mm-hmm.
Job
Thank you.
well
Thank
done.
you.
Yeah, you had a hell of a season, sir. We had our little internal battle, which you inevitably won with fastest lap. I hate you for that.
Yeah.
But welcome to the podcast.
I mean, now I know what it feels like to be you.
Yeah, right. It sucks, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It really sucks. So,
Everybody
well,
comes
dude,
out for
welcome.
you.
Thanks for joining us. That was a big surprise. None of us
No,
had
thank you
any
for
clue
having me.
that
And
you
I
were
Thank you
think
for
popping.
having me.
I think it goes it's worth definitely mentioning that Glovis is our record keeper and he's got a new record to which he needs to keep track of because
Hmm.
for the first time ever in any of the series that we've done, a driver has had fastest lap. I know this is going to hurt Junkai. Of
Hmm.
every single
By one,
race
by
competed.
one race.
So Cam is our first driver to take fastest lap in every single race of the season for GT. GT3
Yeah.
or 4. Either one.
I
Yep.
almost lost it. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
I mean, I really blame this on Dirksey, and he's been distracted all season by three ways and four ways and five ways. All he needed to do was win at least one. Dirksey.
He,
Damn it.
he got he got consumed with the chili, didn't he?
Hmm.
Yes. Yes, he definitely did.
All he
So
could think
let me
all he
properly
could think about
introduce.
was hot dogs.
Yeah, let me properly introduce our champion. So Cam, your first race was a blistering endurance race
Oh
in
God,
F1
yeah.
cars around Spa.
Hmm.
So that was a hell of a way to jump in. I'm surprised you came
On
back.
a
Nonetheless,
table.
yeah, racing in the Mazda League. You won the constructors, right, last season.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
team were you with?
McLaren.
That's right, Team McLaren.
Yeah.
GT4 World, obviously, and our season champ this season with the most fastest laps ever recorded in the history of recording. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm
Hopefully
excited.
that hopefully that streak stops today, sir.
No,
As
no,
you
no, no,
enter
no,
Yeah,
no,
it
no,
might.
no, no,
into
no, 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 no,
GT3.
no, no. It goes. You have to mention it that he's done the last. Cam, correct me if I'm wrong. 2 or 3 competitions with only one arm.
Two.
2. So
Two. Yeah. Road
we
Atlanta.
with proper treatment before the next season starts, he'll be back going again. But he's going to be
Yes.
twice as strong as he is now.
Hmm.
He's got 26 weeks of therapy coming up. Like,
Yeah, but
I think we're going to be all right for at least we're going to break his streak though. Don't worry about that.
It's gonna be
I'll
tough.
I don't care if it's Boost. I will push Boost. I'll push Nismo. Cam's not getting another one. He's in a different league now. It's all for
And
the greater good.
that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of that.
the shit
Hey,
talking has already started.
you
We're
you
only
saw what
Hmm.
10
Floody
minutes
did
in.
coming from GT4 to GT3.
Yep.
So we have nothing but high hopes for you, and I expect to see you
Clearly.
drafted. Yeah, I know. I highly expect you to be drafted relatively quickly as we get into this whole thing. So, Merc, are you good?
I'm great, man. Where you want to go first? You want to go GT3 or you
Let's
want to go GT4 in honor of our guest? Or do you want to go to the
no,
interview questions? You
let's
know
talk to
what?
Cam first. Let's talk to Cam.
Cam, let's talk to you first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, that was weird. Interesting. Power just went. Meh. Okay. So you're coming up on your year soon in about August or so, I think.
Yeah.
If memory serves. But
Hmm.
so when did you actually start playing Gran Turismo though?
So I hooked up my PlayStation when I was going to start GT7, and in there in the game library I had GT Sport. It's a Gran Turismo Sport. And I remember Glovis tried to get me into sport, did a race or two, and I said, "This isn't for me." Uh, the hype of the movie Gran Turismo got me into it, alongside with Glovis again, because he told me about a league he was in. I always wanted to race with people. Um, I hate racing alone; it's not fun. And so he got me in. I joined the Discord first just to see how you guys were acting, and
Mm.
but if he's in there, I was like, all right, like it shouldn't be too bad. And then I started learning about the Floody channel, and I went downhill from there.
And yet you still stayed, as I
And
said
I
earlier.
stayed, yeah. Uh, and I owned a Logitech 920 for the Xbox and
Hmm.
PC, and I didn't have a wheel for the PlayStation. So I talked to Merck. Merck recommended the Fanatec DD Pro, and 3 grand later, I'm in the hole, winning championships.
That's how it
So
goes, right? I mean, whether you win or lose, you know,
Yeah,
Fanatec gets the money.
yeah.
yeah,
So
clearly.
so I started August. August was like when I went in the deep end and started racing.
I was gonna say, I mean, I just looked it up. That's when the movie came out. So you're saying
Mm-hmm.
in under a year's time, you came into an endurance race your first season,
Mm-hmm.
where you put pressure on Floody and some of the leaders, but then you come back season two and literally win practically everything. Um,
And I
that's
wasn't
impressive.
expecting to win.
That's impressive. That really is. So we got your equipment. You're running Fanatec, thanks to
Mm-hmm.
Merck. We appreciate you, Merck. I'm sure all of GT4 appreciates Merck. Um, so your driving style and everything like that. How do you prefer to drive? You driving on the hood? You driving on the bumper? You in the cab? Where are you at?
I started on the hood with the
Yeah.
McLaren. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I went to the bumper, which I guess is like ground level,
Mm-hmm.
and hated it. Went back to the hood, and and I went back to the bumper. So I went back and forth twice.
Okay.
At Watkins Glen was when I placed second for being nice to Floody.
Yeah, I remember.
Right at the end, I could have had my first win, and I was like, no, I'll let him, because I think I bumped into him or he slipped. I think he slipped
He
and
did.
kind of turned his car sideways and hit me, but it looked like I hit him, so I let him
Yeah.
go. Um,
Clearly, you're not
and then
bitter
from
about
then on, no, no.
it.
Then from then on, it was just been bumper.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can I can mine certain things properly. I can mine my turn-ins, and kind of estimate where I need to be in line to make turns.
Yeah. So let me ask you an off the wall question that we've never really asked before. So to excel in a year on the steering wheel like you have, um, what do you think contributed to you kind of gaining so much ground so quickly? Do you do a lot of research? Do you watch a lot of races? Or are you just prone to the wheel? Like where does it come from?
No, I started out watching a lot of YouTube videos on experienced drivers. Well, I'd say I think Digit, Super GT. Who's the other? Forget who the other one is. Rory
Yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah.
Kind of watch their style. I didn't know anything about the settings. I just used the default settings. But that's how I started, just watching videos of how people drove to kind of then learn and emulate it. So
Hmm.
I do it. I do a lot of driving by emulating how people drive, and I
Gotcha.
think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Um, but that's how I started getting better. And then I had Floody as my teammate this year. And and I always use him as a benchmark. If I can be within half a second of his time,
Yeah.
I know I'm good to go because
Yeah.
he'll push, and he pushed a lot last season. And I know that if I could stay with him and keep track and stay on the track with him, I'm gonna do well.
Yeah. No, it's good because we Floody's going into his first season coming up as captain, but it seems like he
Mm-hmm.
already started to grab the reins despite what he's saying vocally in the Discord that he doesn't want it. But it sounds like he's already naturally gravitated to it, with
Mm-hmm.
you and your teammate running those cars. So I mean, you guys did well in the VW, and that's awesome. Are you more of a visual learner? Because that's how I am. Like
Yes.
if I see it, like that's where I start to kind of recap, and that's where my muscle memory consistency comes from. Is the same thing as if I can put down a good lap, I watch my own lap to know
Mm-hmm.
exactly where to go with it time after
Yeah.
time. So that's cool. Um, what's your favorite and least favorite track in GT?
Ooh. My favorite had to be it's a split between Grand Valley, which I guess it's not a real track. So
Yeah.
honestly, all these are new tracks for me.
Well, me too. Up
Like
until
I
now.
never
Yeah.
never saw them before.
Yeah, we got it. You're
Um,
new and you won. Keep continue.
it's between Grand Valley and Dragon Trail.
Really?
I really, I really like Grand Valley. Like it clicked for me right off the bat.
Yeah.
I was able to to feel to feel the track and feel the car, and I never felt that way yet until
Yeah.
Grand Valley. I was like, I get this track. I know what I need to do. I know how to take corners, and it showed. Um, Dragon Trail because it was the only track that knocked me to the back of the pack,
Literally.
and I had to gain all the positions back.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back is I don't think anybody gained time on me, but I gained time on everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when you have nothing to lose, that's when everything kind of clicks. You
Mm-hmm.
know, GP circuit for me, same thing happened. I got wiped out right after the safety car, right back to last, and I was like, balls of the wall.
That's it. Yep.
I got nothing left. It can't get any worse. So we're gonna apex as much as possible.
Yeah.
Well, I think the key is, and regardless whether you're GT3, GT4 experienced or new, is try to look at it as the way I do it is look at the next position. Don't look at where you're at or where, how far back you are. Just look at getting that next position and then get the next one and then try to get the next one. And if you break it down in little pieces, it makes it a whole lot easier than trying to say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm great. I'm in 12th. I got 11 guys I got to catch up to. No, don't even look at it like that. It's
Yep.
just one guy. It's just a different guy 11 times, effectively or whatever. So yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
And I guess my least favorite track.
Someone is sneaking in behind you. I'm
Someone?
hoping it's Glovis.
is it
No,
is it Glovis?
No.
it's
Is
my
it?
wife. I was like, it's not one of the dogs.
Oh, that's great.
No,
We
she didn't
love her
have.
already.
You can tell she's related to Maddie.
Yeah, clearly.
I thought she
Uh,
was gonna walk in with the unicorn mask because she has one.
oh, that would be perfect.
Be
That
great.
was amazing. I just saw this
That
little
was
glimpse of
amazing.
blonde hair, and I was like lost for a second. Oh, that's funny.
Uh,
That's great. I don't
That's
even
what I
know
did
where we were.
with
You
the
were saying
last 7 years.
least favorite track.
Least favorite track. It would have to.
Is she
It
still
would
back
have to.
there?
She's
No, no, she left already. She like crawled out of the office.
Uh,
I would have to say least favorite.
please be
It'd have
judgment.
to be what? No, it'd have to be last season. Um, uh, Probably Watkins Glen, even though I hated it because it was like that first time where things clicked.
Yeah.
It was some of the turns I didn't like,
Yeah.
especially
That's
that first turn that you can. It looks like you can take it fast,
yeah.
but you can't really take it fast.
Yeah, it really
Um,
sets up your whole lap. Like you
yeah.
can carry a lot of speed, but you're flirting with it. But if
Hmm.
you do screw it up, it screws up the next like 30 seconds of the lap,
Yeah.
essentially. So, all right. Well, obviously our most fun question: Who, without consequence, would you punt off the track?
Like punt off. Um, I really thought about this for like throughout the day today. Um,
That gives me joy. It
I
really does.
love it.
it,
I love it. The fact that like I mean it's a work day and we're
Right.
like,
yeah.
are we worried about, spreadsheets and job for no, it's I gotta get on drink with a driver tonight and I gotta have a name of somebody I'm gonna punt.
Right.
It's like the boss is like, hey, is that spreadsheet right? No, man, I got shit going on right now.
You got more important things to figure out. No, who would I punt off? I would probably punt Preston
Yeah.
because he's beating me off the line every single time. Um, and I was like, I just want to go on the first turn and bump him off to see how it feels, trying to gain back all those positions.
Yeah.
Because I'll lose like maybe 4 to 6 positions before the first turn.
Hmm.
Is is the Mustang that fast or is the Volkswagen off the line just that slow?
I think it's like the Volkswagen off the line is slow. And I made the poor decision of turning traction control off at the beginning of the race, and the wheels should just spin.
Mm.
And even with traction control, it's still slow. While Preston, he'll like one race he qualified, I think fourth or fifth, and right past me before even the first turn. And I can't, and I think my car is the poorest car off the line there is,
Yeah.
at
I
least in this group of cars.
yeah. I don't know what that's like either. I've never been in a car that started well. Merck's been in a decent starting car for a couple seasons now. But yeah, it sucks watching just
Mm-hmm.
everyone rush by you. It happened to me just this past weekend at Red Bull. I mean, before turn one, Nismo had passed me and so had Boost. And I'm like, oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm. And that's every race. It's been like that. I think
Hmm.
Daytona has the smallest starting to T1, I believe, and I even still lost like 3 positions
Yeah, that's
because I
rough.
think I pulled everywhere except road. I forget if it was Deep Forest. Deep Forest was another one I think I didn't pull, but I pull
Yeah.
every other track,
Well,
and I
let's go ahead and just stick with GT4 then. I mean, so the whole season in its entirety, I mean, you started off not winning. Um,
no.
Dirksey won the first race and then Preston back-to-back races. So what were you thinking? And like what clicked? You were
Oh.
like, all right, I'm done. We're gonna go out there and start showing up now.
No, I was like, as soon as like the Daytona we started and had to gain some positions. Every track I had to gain positions, and for me, I was like, we're doomed. I was like, I've never driven a front engine. FF is front
Mm-hmm.
engine,
Front engine, front wheel.
front wheel. The McLaren was mid-engine, rear wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, how am I going to compete with the Mustang, the Lexus, and the Toyota were one of the top cars. And I was like, I'm a little, we call it the shit rocket,
The Scirocco.
and in our group chat,
Yeah, what was
and
your initial reaction when Besso got in as captain
uh,
and was like, "We're going Volkswagen"? Did you like hesitate? Did you hold your breath? Did you like, "Oh crap," or did you
no,
not what you were into really?
I didn't really test it out as much.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I was getting myself into
yeah.
as well, and he's like, well, this is our, I think the Toyota was the first pick that he wanted. And then he's like, well, he one stop spot, I guess. That's the running story. And he's like, oh, like the Beatles great. The Beatles great. And I was like, all right, like, pick it. Like, go for it. Like, I'll make do with what I get.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of the attitude I went into it. It's like, I need to learn this car inside and out, see what I can do, what I can't do. Um, and my progression throughout last season and this season, there's been jumps that I've changed something. I've changed either settings, I changed pedals, and each jump, you could tell that something changed and it got me better. Something
Mm-hmm.
changed and it got me better. Even here, after Sardinia, I turned all my assists off,
Mm-hmm.
and then I took it to the end and won all the other races. Um,
Dominated all the other races with fastest lap and the finishing position
but
of first. So
but I that car, I don't want a front engine car.
Well, luckily where you're headed, at least this next season, that does not exist.
luckily where you're
Yeah,
headed.
it's okay. It's like front engine, rear wheel,
Yeah,
right?
we only have
FRs.
FR or MR. There's no
Oh,
front
wow,
engine,
good.
front wheel drive cars. It's a little different, as
And
you
I
saw.
and I and I don't know if Dirksey or Preston were in my position with the VW. Like I can't tell if it's the car
Hmm.
ran well or if it's part of my knowledge set that I learned the car ins
Yeah.
and outs to
I mean,
make
I
it
think,
perform.
and I think that it goes a lot to say that as the season being the longest season, you get to know your car very well. So you know its tendencies, you know what it can and can't do. You also found a way, it appeared you found a way that you were able to drive with tires that were pretty much almost dead.
I never. The only race I took the tires full red was I think Grand Valley because I enjoyed the track.
No one could pull you off the track. You're like, I don't want to pit.
No,
No, I love it. I don't want off. I want to keep doing laps.
and I'm looking at these everybody else, and I look at some of their strats, and I'm thinking like, why are you running this?
Hmm.
Right? Like I'm running a front engine, I'm running a different strat than Preston or Dirksey and Jar. And I'm thinking like you guys have I think they have those cars have better tire degradation than mine. Because mine the front two go and that's it. Like the
Hmm.
back, like you said in the previous podcast, like the backs are just following what the
Right. They're
car's
not doing
doing.
anything.
They're not doing anything.
It's like
And
pulling
even
a
at Red
trailer.
Bull, yeah, even at Red Bull, like my wheels got cold. I don't know if anybody else's wheels got cold, but mine were like blue hue around them, and and as soon as that started happening, like I started to lose grip. because the back end just kind of slides out.
Yeah.
And I was watching the race today, and Merck got it where I made the last turn or the second to last turn of the track, and my back end just kind of like went out, and I kind of drifted around the corner, and I looked back, and yeah, my wheels were all blue.
There
So
was
other
something
than
about Red Bull for sure because the
mhm,
GT3 we experienced the exact same thing. And I don't know if that's a PD error. I don't know if that was intentional or maybe it was just the dead of January is when the game picked. But yes, the tire temperatures were dropping extremely fast for GT3 as well. And after that safety car restart for us, those tires were so
too bad.
freezing
Hmm.
cold. It was like I think pretty much everybody was on softs in GT3, but the tires were just had no grip. And it was the same
Hmm.
for you guys in GT4. There's no grip there whatsoever. And even after driving, you just could not heat the tires. It was it was
If you
insane.
take a turn quickly, it'll heat up, and then they'll cool off right away.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I tried like you have to like brake check people to heat up your tires.
What data dashboard are you using?
Or just whatever GT has. I don't use a dashboard like Anatole, but
No,
I
you
want
said
to.
you said your tires were blue around the outside. You talking in
Yeah,
game they
like
were blue?
in game, yeah, yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it goes
Okay.
around the edge of the tire.
yeah. I can.
Uh,
I have a picture because I took a picture because Besso and Floody didn't believe me. I
yeah,
was like, "Your
send that.
tires
I'm
can't be
curious.
blue."
I don't remember ever seeing blue around it.
Yeah,
I also don't pay attention to it, but that's on
but
me.
that's another thing that I think separates me from Floody, and we were talking about this the other night, and it's like I need to know how fast I can take a turn. Right? I don't feel the track. I don't feel it. I know
Hmm.
if I need to hit like for Red Bull the first turn, I know the max speed I can hit that turn is at 70 miles per hour. Anything less and my lap is shot. Anything more and I'm getting a penalty.
Yeah,
So I'm very detailed oriented in that aspect.
that's cool.
And I think that's what pushed me to get those fastest laps.
Well, GT4 had definitely the most exciting uh safety car restart.
Mm-hmm.
It was there were definitely some people going for it there. It was you guys. I think you were involved. You were four wide at one point, were you not? Coming out of the
Yeah.
really tight 120 or whatever it is degree turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coming out of there. Yeah, you were, and it was four wide, and I was like, man, has anybody
Mm-hmm.
ever gone out of there four wide? Is the track even
It
that?
also reminded me of Dragon Trail. Like the first turn at the very beginning, we were four wide, and I got scooted out.
That you did, sir.
Yeah,
But
but but yeah, yeah, we were four wide. I kind of opened up to get out from behind Anatole before the restart. Or not Anatole. I forget who was in front of me. No, because Anatole was in the back. I opened up to get out because I knew if I can't get ahead into like second or third because I ain't getting first with Preston up there at the beginning. Um, like my laps would be shot, and I missed my pit. Everything went wrong in that race for me,
what went wrong?
and
So what was your strategy going into it?
it was going to be medium soft, and I even said in the chat like me and Floody practiced safety car 21 the day before.
No kidding.
Like the last three races, we've been practicing safety car, and it's been what you guys or the random wheel selects.
So we got
And
another
and I
person who doesn't get to select random wheel for anymore when you're in GT3 because Junkai has messed. He's done the random wheel several times and rolled. What was it? Last one, last lap, or you either roll
Last,
first or last.
yeah.
And Cam, you've been practicing exactly where it lands.
Hmm.
Okay.
And it's like the oddest. We picked the oddest laps just to try and figure out strat. And it landed. We picked 21. It landed on 21. I was like, all right, I got this. And I was messaging Oracle as I was switching my tires. Like, here's the strat. And I was typing it longer. It was like medium for 12. It was medium, soft, medium. So medium for 12, soft for 9. But you're gonna pit the lap before, and I changed my tires, but I didn't hit accept. And Merck started the countdown, and I was like, all right, I switched it, it's fine. And I go in there and I look, and it's racing style. So I'm like, crap. Okay, well there goes that strat. And so I was like, all right, I'll flip the other two. I'll just go
Right.
soft, medium, medium. Same laps, like
Hmm.
do 9, 12, and it'll get me to 21. And I knew Preston going in was going to run him red like he did in Sardinia. And and so then off we went. I lost 5 spots, 6 spots off the start because of I turned my traction control off, being a dummy. And my wheels were spinning while everybody got traction. Because I ran that race without traction control afterwards. And it was the first race I've done that because I had nothing to lose except the
Yeah.
fastest lap. But so ran softs for 12 laps instead of 9, and switched to mediums. So I kind of ran out of I went as much as the gas could give me, like my fuel,
Hmm.
switched, fueled up just enough for 9 laps, missed my pit, so I had to fuel save to make sure I had enough, and then went in during safety car lap. And I was like, I got to make these last 15 laps
Hmm.
minus the one for the safety car, so 14 laps. I had to make my mediums last.
Yeah.
So
Come
why don't
out.
you, yeah, Cam, tell us about, go ahead and run us through the finishing order of
Okay.
GT4. And
Yeah.
and then we'll recap where the leaderboard is at for GT4 because I know
Okay.
everybody's pretty excited about that. So take us through where the
Yeah.
finishing order was. Starting with yourself
With myself, I was first
with
with the
fastest lap.
fastest lap. Second, which I'm very happy to see, is Anatole.
Yeah, dude.
He's
Fantastic.
I was like, I hope he doesn't pit towards the end. I hope he doesn't, because he did that a few times. I was like, I hope he doesn't pit. Like, this is gonna be big for him. And he kept going. I was like, all right, cool. He's gonna do it. And he did it. And he got. I guess this was his highest position he placed so far,
Yep.
being in the league.
Yeah, no, that was, I mean, everyone, you saw on the Discord yesterday, everyone was so
Yeah.
pumped for him. Like, he's very active in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
He's active in everything that we do. So to see him finally get his dues, like
Yes.
everyone was so happy about it. And that's what
And
it
he
comes
and,
down to.
and he got I wouldn't say punted, but he got hit several times that sent him off course.
Yep.
He lost positions, but that safety car helped him.
Yep.
It definitely did help him.
Yeah.
Third place, we got Preston, pump buddy.
My little pump buddy. Yeah.
Fourth place, Thrasher.
Yep. Another good one, just creeping up
Another
through the
good one.
ranks.
Yeah, he's getting there. I like seeing these guys be up there. It's fun. It's exciting. Fifth place, Doof. There's another. I don't know if that's the highest he's placed, but I think that's what I've seen so far. Sixth place, Hyphy Honda. Seventh place, T Deets, which was his first race as a reserve
Hmm.
driver with the Lexus. I was a little scared. He was on my tail. I was like, I don't know how good this guy is.
That's
We
something
might,
that's kind of cool about some of the wild cards. Like when K2
yeah.
jumped in, you don't know how they're gonna do. You don't know how they're gonna compete. And Timid was up there towards the front for some of
Mm-hmm.
it. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah. He's like,
Lexus
he's
up there
gonna.
again.
Eighth place, Silo. Ninth place, Arcane, which I believe this is his second race in
Hmm.
GT4. Many more to come. 10th place, Saito. 11th place, Divine. 12, Lalo. 13, Kurisky. And last, my teammate, DNFing Golden Oracle.
So to
So,
recap, GT4 finishing positions on the leaderboard, where we're looking at once again, goes without saying, Camzilla tops the leaderboard at 135. Well done. Well
Yes,
done.
sir.
Preston takes second. And keep in mind, all three of these drive, well, not Cam, he's automatically going to move to GT3, but Preston takes second, which will go to the promotion race at 103. Dirksey, close finish, only 3 points behind at 100
oof.
even for third. So,
Uh,
uh, he
Missing that
didn't
race
run
hurt him.
that last race.
Hmm.
He was out of town, and so it would have been interesting to see how that would have shaped up between you three, because
Mm-hmm.
you all three have remained close and competitors to each other, and your points indicate that
Yeah.
uh, totally. So number four was Huge Jar with 78. Hyphy Honda with 74. Thrasher in six with 70. Then Anatole with 67. Sully 55. Devin with 33. Lelo with 31. Saito with 29. Kurisky, he's not last, as he always advertises himself to be. He got 25.
I
Silo,
remind Silo he lost by a point. I
Silo
remind him
lost.
on that.
Silo lost by a point. Junkai will rub that in later on,
Yeah.
like when this podcast is over. And then Golden Oracle at 14 with 23. So even at those positions, those drivers were very, very, very close. I mean, only a point separating each one. So keep
Mm-hmm.
at it, guys. And then our reserve drivers, Arcane with 10, TDs with 8, and Rutaz with 5. So that is where GT4 finished out. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations again, Cam, for your exemplary performance, damn near perfect. Um, I think the only record left for you to set would be to take win and fastest lap on every race, because you you've set the you've set a pretty good precedent there
Hmm.
on where you're going.
If we
So
redo the first three, I may be able to do it now.
I'm just rooting it when you get into GT3. You go ahead and just
I'm gonna get my teeth kicked in, man.
yeah. Just go over there and just kick the crown off Junkai's head. I know
Come on, Cam.
yeah.
I'm, I'm
Just
gonna do
wait till
my
he gets his
best.
second arm.
Yeah, I will.
I'll have my arm by the start of next season.
There you go. It'll be a strong
That is
arm.
good. That is good.
Not as good, but I'll be there.
So what are your initial thoughts going into GT3?
See, my my thoughts is I just want to have a good car off the start.
Okay. All right.
Um, and when we were doing the draft and Floody was up there, I was like, why is nobody picking Floody? Like Floody went into the third round, and that got me thinking. I was like, oh man, he got underestimated. I feel like I'm gonna be underestimated by a few people. I was like, he's never driven here before, and it's true, I haven't.
Yeah. Well, and
But
it is. I mean, it's sometimes it's smarter to go with what you know. Like if I can see what Merck has done all season and I know where his reliability sits, um, sometimes that's the safe bet. Whereas, Floody didn't do great out at the beginning of the season.
mhm,
Again, everyone was still learning their cars, but he, I mean, he took 6 points the first race, 8 points the
mhm,
second. So like he was mid pack.
mid
Um,
pack, yeah.
but then he started getting a little bit more accustomed to it. So yeah, I mean, Besso definitely taking the risk on Floody. Not saying he was a risk at the moment, but just
Oh,
unknown.
I had them. I I actually told Busso, I was like, get Floody.
Yeah,
I had to tell him, like, pick him up. I was like, I'm surprised he hasn't gotten picked up yet.
yeah.
I was like, scoop him up and just he'll do wonders for you because I
Hmm.
know how he raced last season, and if it continues, like he's gonna do well.
Yeah.
And then after the first two, we are like, oh, maybe it wasn't.
Right. And I mean, it's a
But he,
difference.
and like you said, it was just getting to know the car,
Hmm.
and that was
Yep.
it. And
Yep.
and he finished, I believe. Well, we'll get into it in a little bit, but he did well. And so that's my thought process. I was like, who's gonna who's gonna take the chance on me and see what I can do?
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I don't think you're going to last very long in the draft. That's my prediction. So when we get around to that time, I think you're going to go pretty quick, but we will see. Speaking of GT3, normally we go there first, but Junkai, tell us what'd you think?
I mean, I liked the fact, kind of like Cam, that we had nothing to lose this race going into it. It was already clinched. So, and then it was also nice just being able to run not really a strategy as far as it being soft, soft, soft. I think most everyone ran softs the
I
entire
think so.
time, except for
I,
Glovis, who decided mediums were a good idea and still did well. um, so I mean, between those, like that was the fun part, not having to worry so much about what tires are going to do, and even during the race, it actually lasted a little bit longer, and some way, somehow, even my fuel lasted longer than I anticipated. I had to fuel save on lap 14, and I had room to go for some reason, and I was chasing people, so I don't know what the difference was when it came to that.
I don't know either. The settings were exactly 100% correct, as it should have been, but I noticed the exact same thing. My tires during the race seemed to last a bit longer, and the fuel definitely I was getting an extra lap. So I don't know. Coupled with the cold tires, I've never seen a race really go where the tires, well, I won't say never. We did have that one Miata race where this did happen with the other league. But I've never seen a GT3 or GT4 race go where the tires literally got colder the longer you ran. So I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what caused that, but it
I'm gonna
was.
talk to the wife for a second. You guys continue on.
mhm,
I got to make sure she's not here.
Well, we'll let him talk, have his discussion. So yeah, so Cam, you were filming the stream podcast for us on GT3. You no doubt were watching everything going on there.
yeah.
It was a final race, and you know, tell me what you thought. What did you think about you were preparing yourself for GT4. So
Mhm.
Um, at the same time you were doing the stream, what did you think? What did you see? What did you notice?
So I noticed more like the S turns. Um, I think it's like turn three, four, turn four
Hmm.
and five. Um, some people would take those too fast. Like I even practice in a group three car, and I would take it too fast, and I would end up in a gravel.
Hmm.
Um, and so that kind of made me realize, all right, I can't gun this turn. I'm gonna end up in a gravel and lose position. So I had to be more careful during those turns that kind of had to carry some speed into them. So after turn five, four, which is the sharp hook leading into like the I don't know the
You're talking at the
terminology.
top of the hill, right? The
No, after. So you're going downhill and
Yep.
then you make a sharp right and then it begins like the big turnaround where you can carry a lot of
Okay.
speed. To me, like if I start carrying a lot of speed with my car, I'm gonna go off. And that's my fear is that if I hit the gas too soon, my car's gonna go wide. Or if I take the
Well,
turn too early, it's gonna go
that's
wide.
the downside of a front wheel drive car, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if because it was totally opposite for me with the AMG and a lot of the rear wheel drive cars, it was exact opposite. If I got into the gas too early, the car would start to rotate, which you could use a little bit to help you through the turn, but if
Mm-hmm.
you use it too much, it became a problem. Yours was
Mm-hmm.
the exact opposite. You needed the traction and to get the turn before you
Yes.
get into it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a complete flip-flop
The
of
opposite,
ideas.
yeah. And
So,
so I
Well,
was
you
watching
should.
everybody, and everybody was tight to the corner, and I was like, I can't be that tight,
mhm.
or I'm gonna go too wide. People get on the gas. Like in my head, I always have flooding in my head. It's like gun it, gun it, gun it. every turn, like coming out of a turn, it's like gun it, floor it.
Again,
And I was,
he's on rear
yeah,
wheel drive, you're on front.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
something to consider. Uh, Junkai's back with us. Do you want to take us through the
Yeah, no, happy to. My wife's out of town, so just making sure that everything's okay. At 9:30 at night, she was calling. So that's all. Just checking,
Oh,
just making sure
someone's in
all
everything's
here.
good?
hunky dory.
Someone's in here.
You
Yeah,
handle your
no,
I
we're
business.
see
good.
Clovis.
Yeah.
Turn your camera on. Clovis is in here.
Is he?
Uh-uh.
All
Yeah.
right, here we go. Well, we're gonna continue to roll. Oh, look at this.
Look at that.
No microphone. There we go.
What's
We
going
we've been
on?
we've been recording for an hour now.
I joined like half an hour ago, and then I didn't know it was tonight. I had no idea. I swear, I
Didn't I say Monday?
you did not tell me.
All right. If I prove you wrong, I apologize. I don't know. I don't even know what we're talking about now. If you
Well,
you have one job
GT.
we,
for tonight. You have one job.
What?
Do you want to announce the tracks for next season?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get
he's,
too excited. I mean, shit. Did you just
he's like,
wake up or
yeah.
something? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
we
what?
had concerned parents over here.
I know. I woke up to like 10 missed phone calls. I got a Zoom link from Mercury, and I was like, "What does he want?" And like, I joined it, and it was just me and him. And I was like, "Whatever." I left it, and then I went to bed. Wake up. Apparently, there's a podcast going on. So
So good. So good. No worries.
You're a
Well,
trooper. I'm
you
glad you came.
get your list together for
I got
what.
it. I got it.
Okay, we're not there yet. Oh, easy, easy. You just got here. Settle down.
Hold on there, cowboy. He comes in, he's like, all right, I got the list. I'm ready to go.
Welcome to the podcast, Glovis.
There you
You've been on a couple times before, so we won't go through the introductions and all that. Everybody knows Glovis. Glovis is one of our favorites. He's everybody's favorites, and since he's on, we know we're gonna get high viewership numbers because like
go.
I don't know,
The
like
family,
80
yeah.
family members are on now. I'm gonna
Well,
watch.
I mean, technically, we've had 3 from their family on tonight now.
That's right, 3. Yes, that's right.
We'll let you ponder that one, Glovis.
Yeah, look at him thinking the gears going. He's like, it's a third.
I was here. I was in it when that happened.
Okay. All right. That works. That works. Well, we already talked GT4. I don't know if you know who Camzilla is, but he won GT4 this past season with the most fastest laps ever. You make sure you're statistician, you get that, write that down. He did all right, and he's coming to join us in GT3. So, and I've been saying it since the beginning, since he joined, that my whole goal is to make sure that he can beat you, and he's tracking to do pretty well with that. So we'll see.
Thanks.
You're welcome. With nothing but support.
You're welcome.
So since you jumped in quick, you had a fantastic finish this past weekend. You're still on cloud 9. I think you still got a little going on. How'd it go? What was your strategy? Because yours was different than everybody else's.
I didn't have a strategy.
Clearly different than everybody else's.
Um, I was just gonna go out there, and I knew I couldn't get past the relegation line because there wasn't a big enough gap in the points. Like if we had all 14, it was possible. But since we had 3 people not there, I was fine. So I started off with mediums, not knowing softs would last the entire tank. Did mediums for the first 12, and then mediums till the safety car, and then did softs until the end. But getting out in front of everyone in the last 20 minutes and just open air helped because I didn't have to worry about battling anyone. I actually like smashed into Merck's rear when he was going to the pits. I didn't know he was going in. But then after that, there was no one in front of me, so I drove for like 15 minutes by myself, and that just helped me get ahead of everyone.
I mean, going back and watching the stream, like you were all over the map. Like you were up front, you were in the back, you were in the middle, you were in the back, then you were in the back, then you were in the back. Next thing you were in the front again. I was like, what the heck? Glovis is like all over. He's running his own race, apparently. But it definitely worked. And somehow, pit strategy wise, you just ended up out front, and everyone's like, and then my heart started going to dunk because I see 20-second gap, and I'm like, what happened? Like, there's no way. And I got Silo next to me. He's like, you're not really making much ground. I'm like, shut up. I know. Yeah.
It was a disaster at the beginning because I started fourth and then was in last by the second turn as usual.
Yep.
That's usually how it goes.
Well,
And then before the safety car, I was never above like ninth place. I was just driving in the back. I caught up to Zen and then spun out as soon as I got next to him. So the first 40 minutes was literally just a disaster, and I was just waiting for it to be over. And then it kind of turned that after the safety car because I once didn't mess up.
I mean, it worked. So third place, man. That was best finish of the season.
And best one in a while.
Yeah. So we know you got it in you. We were
So
waiting for
Junkai,
it.
run us through results.
Yeah, so I took first this past race. Boost took second. Glovis took third. Besso took fourth. After that, we had Floody, another fourth, fifth after that. And then we had Chaotica. That was a nice little battle between the 4 of you, too. Between Chaotica, you, Merc, Besso, and Floody were running side by side for quite a while. After Chaotica, we got Merc. You followed in behind Chaotica. And then we had Berman, who showed up in the Audi for once, and I figured that would happen over here at Red Bull. Right after that, we had Zen, and then we had Bad Rock, and I think that was nope. Nismo rounded out the rear. in the Ford.
And for the GT3, where the points finished out, Junkai had 136. He did have all but one fastest lap. So as we were saying earlier, there is only still one driver who can hold that record, and they're with us tonight. So it's an almost congratulatory, well done, but
Almost.
we have to let truths be truths, and that
That is
you're
true.
second place in regards
That
to
is
that.
true. That is true.
Second place for the season with GT3 was Boost at 84. Floody in third, rounding out our podium. Congratulations with 78. Floody comes from GT4 and comes in just firing from the hip and takes a podium in GT3 in right out of the gate. So fourth was Besso with 76. Fifth was Chaotica with
I'm
60.
laughing because remember
Three.
at Dragon Trail when Floody stole that position? That would have tied them had he not passed Besso, or yeah, had he not passed Besso at that race.
Besso's going to appreciate you mentioning that.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
There's all kinds of, he's going to be all kinds of Spanish, like,
Cam will
yeah.
tell me what he's saying.
There was
Yeah.
so much tension that day.
There was a lot of tension that
So
day.
much tension that day.
There was a lot. So we
Oh,
missed Tex. Tex didn't make it this last race.
yeah. So where was I?
You're at Besso.
I was at Besso.
Fourth.
Okay. All right. Besso was fourth. Fifth was Chaotica with 63. Sixth is Texas Speed with 60. Seventh, Nismo with 56. Zen, eighth with 51. I tied you, Zen. I was trying to beat you, but we tied with 51.
And you still
So
lost by a point.
10th was Glovis with 47. And 11th was Bad Rock with 34. Then we get to our relegation line. So we haven't mentioned promotion or relegation tonight, and it's convenient that Glovis you join us because this is your baby, isn't it? So what we have is promotion relegation, and the drivers going to it are going to be somewhat limited due to participation of the drivers that we have. However, we've mentioned that Cam is already getting a auto promotion into GT3. Congratulations, Cam. And so that leaves us with Preston, Dirksey, and Berman going to the relegation race. So uh, Glovis, we're going to let you kind of run through and tell us real quick. I know you've probably not promoted, but you came up with this, so you ought to be able to just rattle it off. Give us kind of an overview what we're looking at, kind of a real quick recap of how this is going to go and what these guys are racing for.
All right. So we have Berman, Dirksey, and Preston. We'll be racing at Catalunya. And the top two are going to go to Group 3. Whoever comes third is going to be either staying in Group 4 if it's Dirksey or Preston, or Berman will be pushed down. But since we do not have a full field, Group 4 will be down 2 drivers next season. But this is where Rudy and Arcane come in, backfill the grid. So we'll be back to 28. But they'll be able to use the Audi, which they're not using. And then the Toyota, because technically Mars is down there, as well as the Genesis, because Zad's also down there, technically.
Just to clarify that for the guys that are going to the relegation, because those drivers will not be competing next season, they will not be competing against you. However, just because they are not competing, we are not going to remove their cars, which would by default mean that all of you would be driving the Audi.
Berman would be like, you know what?
Berman would be like, you know what? Screw this.
and then Preston and Dirksey are fighting over trying to stay in Group 4. No, we're good. We're good.
No, we're good. So, so you guys still get the cars, even though those drivers aren't competing. So, that's the kind of explanation behind that. But we still look forward to it, and that is next Sunday or this upcoming Sunday. After you're seeing this podcast, well, it depends on if you're watching it live or when it releases, I guess. May not be next Sunday. If you watch it a year from now, it won't be next Sunday. But at any rate, we've got that coming up. So yeah, it should be interesting. It's going to be an exciting day. There's going to be some additional things we're going to be releasing in the schedules. We're not going to get into all of it. Well, do y'all want to get into all of it? What all we got coming on that Sunday, or you want to just leave it as
It's a busy day.
Let's do it.
busy day? Okay. Well, Glovis, join us. Go ahead and fire away. Tell us what we got that Sunday.
All
Give
right.
it to us, man.
Hold on. Let me actually just get comfortable now. Let me get my chair reclining. Okay. We're good. Go.
We're starting off the Sunday with the 30-minute race, and that's going to lead us right into the draft. So you're going to know who you're with 10, 15 minutes after that. I know Anatole wants to stream. I know we're still working on that.
It's already locked in. We're good.
Locked in? All right.
Yep.
I guess I was asleep for that, clearly.
Sleep for a lot tonight.
Yeah. And then right after that, we're going to move right into Mazda. And then after that will be the long-awaited Dirk and Anatole 1v1 because they are busy with jobs, apparently. So that's so we got 4 events that day. Maybe one we're missing. I know we went through the Mercury Drift thing, but we're gonna have to put that on the back burner because draft is more important than torturing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not really sparing any expenses either. Just because we have a smaller field for the promotion relegation, we still have the live stewards, we still have the live safety car, we still have the Zen and Floody show, who's still going to broadcast live, color commentate how it goes. And maybe a nice little segue here in a second. If our 1v1 races have shown anything, is that this promotion relegation, even though there's only 3 drivers, may still be freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, we're not mailing anything in, we're gonna give it all that we've got. There's plenty of times to be able to torture me with drifting. I'm not getting any better at it, so it's not like I'm out practicing this shit or anything. Like I hate drifting. I find drifting, and I know this is gonna offend Besso's core when I say this. Drifting is the stupidest thing ever. You get a fast car to be able to go slow out of control.
It's that out of control thing that's going to piss him off because he's going to say he's in control. And Golden's going to chime in too, by the way.
It's the slowest way through a corner.
Maybe.
It's dumb.
But
at any rate, I'll do it for y'all's entertainment alone. I'll humiliate myself. It'll be funny. Everybody can, drink and have a good time, and I'll just cuss and.
Understood.
I'll probably drink with you. Maybe I get better when I drink. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll pull a floody.
All right, we got to talk about teams. We haven't talked about teams yet.
Okay, teams. Well, I mean, it's ought to be a big damn surprise. But first was Team Lexus. We'll just gloss right over that.
Hey.
314 points. Well done. Congratulations, Team Lexus. That is an absolute dominance of a season. I mean, you guys absolutely killed it every single race. So congratulations. You earned every one of them. But VW started to catch you at the end, and they almost did with 289. VW is second. Ford rounded out third with 210. Very close too, because congratulations, Team Ford, because AMG was coming for you. We were fourth with 202. So thanks to me running out of gas a couple times, you're welcome. Fifth was Team Toyota with 150. Sixth was Team Genesis with 139. And Team Audi, you guys, you've done an excellent job, especially you GT3 guys. I know you've suffered and been absolutely tortured all season with 131. So your torture is now over. It's done. You don't have to go
I
back
mean,
to
I
it.
will say this, despite how the car drove between Bad Rock and Berman, they only missed one race. Berman missed the first race, and no, he missed two races, excuse me.
Yeah,
But
I
Bad Rock
mean,
showed up every race.
yeah, he did. I mean, it was like he was like a glutton for punishment. It was like yes, sir, can I have another?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it the BOP that makes the car that bad?
It's the weight distribution of the car being a mid-engine rear car.
Okay.
And as the McLaren is stable, this is not. You hit the brakes and the rear just wants to come
To
around
go.
every single time. You have to brake in a straight line. Um, Watkins, not Watkins, but at Road Atlanta, that first turn one, that's a high speed braking turn to the right. Those poor guys slid every single time because
Well,
if they braked straight, they were coming into the turn way too slow, and they couldn't maintain their momentum in doing so. So it's a tough car to drive. It is a tough car to drive.
it seems like just from uh just general observation, it's the GT3 car is very difficult to drive. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but the GT4 car, Thrasher has done remarkable things with it.
Is it
So
all wheel or is it front wheel?
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like it's front wheel. Glovis, you know?
Surely it's an MR car, even in
He'll get
GT4, I
back
would
to us
imagine.
on that. I think it's front wheel drive car. I think.
Maybe it's an all-wheel drive car. I mean, do they have those in GT4?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
Group 4 class has all-wheel drive,
Is it?
but
Yeah.
it's not allowed in Group 3. It
Yeah. Well,
is.
the Genesis is all wheel drive.
Okay. So,
That's what helped Silo because otherwise
That's
he'd have
front
been.
wheel. That's front wheel.
Yeah, I thought it was front wheel.
okay. Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. So yeah. So at any rate, the season is wrapped. We're going to be putting out some other things coming in the very near future, with regard to next season and Sunday Cup and everything else. We're kind of running a little long tonight, but Glovis, you joined us kind of late, so we can go over a little longer if you got anything you want to talk about or discuss or anything.
We
Or we
got the schedule.
pretty much got it.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything. Unless you're referring to something else. I don't know what else there is.
All right.
I think we've been long enough. I think we just go ahead and drop the schedule.
All right. Well, what we're actually doing this season is you don't know the track until you get into the lobby. It's what we're doing. I said that because I know Anatol's heart just dropped.
Wheel of Death.
All right.
Random safety car, random weather, random time of day, random track. Go.
All right. So 7 races. Week 1 will be an early morning rain race at Otopolis. Week 2, sunset at Trial Mountain. Week 3 will be late morning at Monza with the chicane. 4 is a full night race at Alsace Village Reverse.
Is that the proper way to say that, or are we going to get a correction on that? Is it
Moving past it.
Alsace?
Moving past it.
Alsace.
Alsace.
Week 5 will be Bathurst, a 24-hour day-night cycle. Week 6 is a evening race at St. Croix B. And then week 7 is Nürburgring.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You heard me.
Best so he said Nürburgring. Nürburg.
The endurance layout or 24-hour, whichever one it is, where it combines them both. There's like two that are identical.
I think we're doing the endurance one.
Yeah, it is the endurance.
The endurance.
Yep.
The endurance.
That's our
suck.
season.
That's next season. You guys
And-
wanted rain. We told you that we listen. We took every one of your recommendations that you put into the Discord in as consideration. So thanks for all your input. We do genuinely appreciate it because was all parts of it was consideration of where we landed. So there's your schedule, guys.
Cam, what do you think? We can't hear you.
He's
I
muted.
agree.
Either your AirPods are either dead or there you go.
There
We
you
got
go.
you. Yep.
Never driven in the rain before. So that's gonna be a tough
Welcome to
first.
GT3.
Yeah, welcome. But maybe that'll be the determining factor if I place higher now.
There you go.
Looking forward to it.
Have you driven any of the other ones? Nürburgring?
No, only like during the playthrough,
Yeah.
but never really sat down and learned it. So that's gonna be tough as well, knowing how fast they go. There's like what, like
There's
13 sectors
there's over
or
100
11.
turns.
I'm ready. I don't know.
Glovis,
It's
what are
gonna be
your
fun.
thoughts on Nürburgring?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Okay.
Got nothing. Okay.
Well, I
When
mean,
we were at 6 tracks and we needed a 7th, then I saw chaotic typing and put that out. I was like, no, like, why do you have to? Why do you have to? I just preached to him how we just did it for Sunday Cup and the Mazda and something else.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wait.
And we're going to be away for a while. But out of the tracks that we haven't done, it was the only one in line, really. Unless we did a reverse over another track. But
Yeah. So topless
See,
we've never done.
I wish
Go-
we would have
go
done
ahead,
that
Cam.
in Group 4.
What's
Group
that?
4. I wish we would have done that in Group 4, or at least I would have been able to do that in Group 4.
Nürburgring?
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Group 3. It'll be fine.
It'd be fun.
We're going to be punting a lot of people.
Well,
what's
and
the fun about
weather is still random, so it could rain there as well.
Not sure.
Wait, so is it definite rain on the first track
Yes.
and everything else is random?
Yes. Yeah, so kind of like what we did, the Mazda League, we kind of tested it where
Mhm.
we identify the rain that we want and then put it in the wheel, spin it, and we'll do the same thing. So nobody's going to know what rain event we're going to get, but it is going to be at least 2 tiles that are for rain.
Okay. Good. I didn't mean to cut you off. You were talking about
No, you're
the
good.
tracks.
You're our champion. All fastest laps. It's all you. It's all night.
The record setter. That's right.
The record.
I mean, the only other thing we have is commending Glovis on this 1-verse-1 stuff. I did not know how it was going to go over, and holy shit, we've had fantastic races. Cam, your race with Floody, holy shit, dude! How? I
don't
wouldn't have been
know.
able to sleep after that.
And the fact that he did it the same day
Yeah, after Zen's.
after Zen, I knew he knew what track I was going to pick because I always talk about Watkins Glen as our like coming to a moment track. Like it's like that's where I caught the bug. I was like, that's where I knew I could hang with Floody.
Yeah,
And anytime we like screw around, that's where we go. And we've offline races, Porsche McLaren there again. Um, but it was nice to go back in the M2. I don't know how to pull that off. I think he was a little bit ticked off about losing the Zen, that it kind of carried over,
Yeah.
and to lose with one hand, probably it's going to stink for a bit.
I said it the other night, and once again, I tell you, we have to give Glovis credit.
Hmm.
Glovis comes up with great shit. Everything you look at it and you say, what is this fucked up thing that we're doing? And then all of a sudden you do it and you're like, this is awesome. Every one of his
Yeah.
races he's designed has been the same way. It's off the wall. You look at it at the same thing, and you're like, this is never gonna work. This isn't gonna be cool. And then you
Or he doesn't
drive the
show up.
cars and you're like, wow, this is really good to drive a Fit and a Prius and a well, what other thing was it?
The
Was-
P
Aqua.
cars.
yeah,
And
like
Toyota.
shopping grocery getters, and they were like actually great to drive. So
Mhm.
once again, yes, thank you, Glovis, putting this together. Everybody's had a great time. It's not over yet. As a matter of fact, it's just getting started. And the best part of it is yet to come because as we move through the brackets, of which I'm not the best one to explain because I don't understand how these things work. However, as we get closer, my feeble brain does understand it as we go further along, it gets more competitive. So, I've got I've got the broad strokes there, which I was briefed on specifically about this and told extensively about it, but I didn't comprehend any of it that Junkai was telling me beforehand. But at any rate, good luck to everybody that keeps going. I lost first round. I don't know. I drive. Oh, I race Chaotica next round, don't I? That's who I'm going up
Yep.
against.
You can, it's double elimination though. So if
Well, I've
you
already been
win out,
eliminated.
no, double
You go down to the
twice.
bottom and then you go get to have fun with the other losers.
Oh,
If
okay.
but here's
I
the
got
thing,
it.
if you win out in the losers bracket, you move back up to face the winner
Champion.
at the end.
Oh,
But
okay. So
you beat them
you go
two
from
times in
You
a
got
top
to
to
beat
row.
them twice
bottom,
though.
back up to top.
Right. Yep. So there's still potential.
There is.
Now, not everyone can demonstrate pure excellence as I did in the Fiat 500 last night.
That was fun.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
Horrible.
It was rough. It was rough. So we,
Congratulations on your win.
I was just, it was the Fiat. And that was the only balancer was taking it to a dirt track. It was either that or snow. So it is what it is. Cam, you lost your first race, right?
Yeah, the best one.
The Besso? Yeah, that's right. In the BMW.
The M3, yep.
Yeah.
But if things play out perfectly, I get to see him again in the losers bracket.
Oh, you already
I
called
kind
it.
of, I
They
kind of, I
do
kind of.
I made
Who
it
does
so if
who does
See how
he
Besso and
competitive
Zen
this is?
I made it
Yeah.
so if Besso and Zen they couldn't avoid each other because if like one of them would win or lose, no matter what, at some point they'd find each other, which they did it already, which you know.
If Zen beats Besso and I beat whoever loses to Saito, I think it's you, Junkai. It's you and Saito next, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're racing them
If
all night.
whoever loses, I race with that person,
Okay.
and if I win and Besso loses, I face Besso again in the losers bracket.
Glovis, who do you face? You loser
I will take
five.
the loser of Bad Rock and Preston. I made the
Okay.
mistake of I was like, I'm gonna pick a really crappy car because I'm gonna do it on controller to beat Berman. The 2J was in the daily races last week. I didn't even know, and he set like a really good qualifying lap. I later checked in sport mode, and I was like, how is he driving it this well? Like this thing's a piece of crap. Oh, that's how.
Yeah. Yep.
Mistake, but whatever.
Yep. So, Merc, when's your birthday? I don't
June.
remember your birthday.
What's your social?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah,
When's
it's
when's Chaotica's birthday?
You just went against.
Yeah, he
you
didn't
just
tell me.
went
He just
against
picked
him.
the
It's
car.
obviously
It's
before.
obviously before next March.
True. Yes. So, but it's after June. So pick I pick something first,
the
right?
the
You get to pick
car.
whatever
No,
first. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever first.
yeah. I don't know. I'm just showing up. I'm just waiting on I just like I got a lot of things to do and so we'll just show up and we'll pick a car and then he'll pick a track and we'll see where we go. Leave a comment if you have a car that you want me to pick. Let's do
Oh,
that.
look at this. He's got all the birthdays laid out right here.
We
Yeah,
got
I'm
all the
removing it right now.
birthdays laid out.
I was trying to find out when Chaotica's is.
He's not gonna tell you.
He probably did. He probably didn't. I don't think Merc put his in here either.
Mm.
Also, Merc, unrelated. My mom loved those popsicles. It is.
Is that what it
We
is? It a
actually talked about
sparkles
it.
or is it push pops? What did she say?
No, it was sprinkles, sparkles, whatever. She said, "OMG, who sent you that?"
Okay. All
So
right.
that is what it was like.
So it's basically what it amounts to is a sparkle dipped ice cream sandwich, basically. The
On a
push
stick.
pops, what I was talking about is like it's
The
not even
dreamsicle.
like it's like a dreamsicle. It's not even real ice cream. And it comes in a toilet paper holder.
They're nasty.
I
Oh,
know
like
it's
the
nasty,
cylinder
but it
one?
was the 80s. I mean, we drank out of
Squishy
water
dip back.
hoses and walked around malls where everybody's smoking cigarettes. I mean, it's amazing any of us are still alive.
That is true. That is true.
We went and got snacks from vans that said candy on the side. Like now, if you were to do that, it'd be like you get abducted or something. Be on like Dateline 2020 if you're driving one of those around.
Mm-hmm.
Juke is really turning over this birthdays.
I know he's
I'm
over.
trying to find it, and it's yeah. Here we go. Push
Oh,
pop.
he's just a
Oh,
push
this one.
pop. That's it. That's it. Look, the little stick down there at the bottom. Do you see it?
Yeah. Those things are amazing. I used to chew on the little plastic thing that pushed everything up.
Ugh. Ugh.
What
Why?
about the cup with the wooden spoon? The like
Oh,
chocolate
those are good
caramel.
too. The little
Those are good.
what were they? Gumdrops? No. Firecrackers? No.
No, 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 no. You talking about the things where you lick them and then they pop on your tongue?
That's pop rock. No,
It's
no,
pop
you're
rocks.
confusing it. You're
Pop
thinking
Rock.
of candy. We're still talking about ice cream.
Oh,
The it was like a little cup.
Screwball. That's what it was.
Sure.
Screwball.
Probably not, but sure.
It was a screwball. I'll show you that too if you want. I
I'd
got
love
all
to.
night. No one else probably does. Oh God. Check out this. See this. No, check this out. Hold on. This is who we used to get our ice cream from. This guy. Yeah. Creepy.
Never
you gonna
shared
share it or
You never
what?
shared
Oh, I
it.
thought it popped up.
it.
We're all just sitting here like, what is it?
That guy.
There's yes, that guy. That was a neighborhood drug dealer when you were 8 years old.
Hey, you want an ice cream, kid?
Hey kid, you want to push pop? See, he's even got it right on the van. See?
Yep.
The bomb pops are the best, though. You can agree.
We honestly debated if you even knew what an ice cream truck was.
How young do you think I am? Like 10?
I don't know. Let me check your birthday. All right. We're coming up on hour and a half. So longest podcast ever.
We've
But
set
it was well
multiple
worth it.
records tonight. We've had Camzilla set a record on taking all fastest laps. We're at the longest podcast. We've had two invitees, although one kind of crashed a little late, just kind of
He
popped
was
up
right though. I did say you
rather
want to be on the
rudely, I'll
podcast.
admit.
I did say next weekend. I didn't specify a day.
And so we've set a lot of firsts and we've set a lot of records. So Glovis is going to be busy jotting all this down as new records for
Team Lexus.
All you.
I'm excited to get into a new car. That's all.
Yeah.
I am excited about that.
I know a car I want.
What car? We don't know. Everyone's assuming it's just what's left, but they don't know.
next weekend, unless you're watching this past that weekend, in which case then it would be last weekend. Or
It's all
if you were,
VGT.
yes,
VGT League.
we're
That's
not
it.
attaching any dates to this yet because we'll just let you figure it out. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. Cam, thank you. Congratulations on your record-setting year. Congratulations, Junkai, for your win. Again.
There's nothing for me. Just move past it.
Yeah, nothing for me either, Glovis. It's okay. We're it's all good. We finished.
You did finish, and you did not get relegated. So there's that.
We did not get relegated, so there is that. So, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, so next season, we'll see you guys then. We got a lot next week. So
Weekend.
toodaloo. Weekend. Well, again, we didn't put dates on it, so it could be this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it could be whenever.
You missed the weekend.
Yep. You know.
All right.
You know.
I'm out.
Good night, everybody.
Matthew's on a vacation far away. He called to him to talk it over. So many things that you wanna say. Leave your message when the beep is over. I don't wanna lose your call tonight.
I never realized that was his voicemail.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Go back to the other one. Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Other way.
I mean, that's him getting in Dukes of Hazzard style.
See, what you got to do is be like, this is Chaotica preparing for a race.
Where's his other car?